Old-timer Roy Hodgson has made a surprising comeback to one of his former sides. He's replaced Patrick Vieira as Crystal Palace manager for his second stint at the South London club. The 75-year-old has managed 22 different teams in 8 countries and has signed a contract until the end of the season. New Wales captain Aaron Ramsey spoke to the press for the first time since being promoted. The midfielder retakes the armband following Gareth Bale's retirement. Ramsey acknowledged how important senior players like Bale and Joe Allen were for the nation, but offered a challenge to their young players to step up.
The players, Gareth, Joe, will forever be part of Welsh history, and football's forever changing, and there'll be opportunities now for these younger players to step up and to show what they're capable of, and to create a bit of history of their own. So, yeah, we're excited.
Ex-Southampton shot stopper has a chance to shine in the upcoming European qualifiers. Fraser Forster received a shot call-up after Pope returned to Newcastle to receive treatment for an injury. He last won a cap for England in 2016 and has played 6 international games in his career. Winchester FC were promoted to the Southern Premier South for the first time ever this season. Despite being favourites to go back down, they are currently defying all odds and are in a comfortable 16th place. Lily Arthur travelled to the Simply Health City ground to experience the relegation scrap for herself.
There aren't many fans in Hampshire who can comfortably say they're witnessing their club's greatest ever season. Southampton may be staring down the barrel of relegation, and Portsmouth are dwindling in League One yet again. But it's not the whole county who are in the dumps, as down in the Southern Premier League South, Winchester City supporters are potentially witnessing a golden era, as the citizens are currently playing at their highest level in the club's 137-year history. Whatever the outcome may be, come the end of the season, the general feeling around the Charters Community Stadium is to keep the positive spirit going forward, as the fans come together to celebrate their local club's community.
Olympic hockey icon Maddie Hinch has announced a retirement today. The goalkeeper saved all 4 penalties at the 2016 Olympics to win Team GB their first women's gold. After playing 186 times for England and Great Britain, Hinch stated on social media that the time is right. The Red Roses captain, Sarah Hunter, will retire from international rugby after this weekend's opening game of the Women's Six Nations against Scotland. The England captain will make her 141st appearance this weekend in Newcastle and says, "I couldn't think of a better way to do it than in my hometown where my rugby journey started." The Kiwis have a new man at the helm. The current Crusaders coach, Scott Robertson, will succeed Ian Foster as the coach of the All Blacks at the start of 2024. Robertson, who is a former All Blacks player, has signed a 4-year deal which will end after the 2027 World Cup. 2 titans of cycling are currently battling it out in a head-to-head sprint finish. 3-time Vuelta España winner Primož Roglic is racing current world champion Remco Evenepoel to the Pyrenees Mountains as we speak. They are both favourites for the Tour de France, and we'll let you know how they get on in a later bulletin. Japan dig deep to avoid embarrassment and beat Mexico in the World Baseball Classic semi-finals. Masataka Yoshida scored the critical 3-run homer at the top of the 7th before Japan scored 2 runs in the last inning to get to the final, where they will face the USA. A British tennis underdog has been withdrawn from the Miami Open. Jack Draper has been sidelined with a tear to his oblique muscle. The world number 43 beat Andy Murray last week in the Indian Wells Masters, but also pulled out of that tournament in the 4th round. Pool is a sport growing in popularity in Southampton. You'll always find tables in pubs, but pool houses like Rocket Ronnie's have blasted off in the city. Josh Stewart has gone to investigate and even play a couple games of his own.
We are here at Rocket Ronnie's, the home of pool in Southampton. A welcoming environment where people can practice and enjoy their pool. We tried to get to grips to how to play the game, but it wasn't as easy as it looks. As the sport becomes more popular in the UK, someone is required to make sure the tables are in working order. Later on, we will speak to Ian Griffiths on his career and how he makes sure the green rubs the right way.
And finally, Solent University beat local rivals with ease yesterday. They won 4-1 against Uni of Southampton at Test Park last night. Goals from Maurice Dench, Tyler Wellman, Alfie Hagger and Sammy Comrie sealed the victory. Thank you for watching. We'll be back at 3 o'clock for the final bulletin.